BC is brought to you by Little Debbie single-serve snack cakes, perfect when you're on the go. Unwrap a smile today. By Aaron's, let Aaron's drive your dreams home today. And by Warner Brothers' new motion picture Starsky and Hutch in theaters Friday, March 5th.
You know, Tom, this is only our first game, but you're reading billboards like it's mid-season. You're in mid-season form on billboards.
What, do you think I've just been Rip Van Winkle napping since the last game you and I did? I just saw the thing.
I know, you poor guy. You had you had a track meet, you had a basketball game this week, and now football. It's a busy week for you. A very versatile guy you are, too, by the way.
Here's the kickoff. Bailey sees it sail under the nets and into the stands. That's a touchback. It'll come out to the 5. Look at the catch. Nice catch and a high five. Let's go down to Lewis.
All right, Tom. Well, as we've been watching this game, we've seen the quarterbacks take some tremendous hits. In the past, we've seen some real bulky undergear for the quarterbacks, but this is new technology. This is what Nick Browder is wearing under his. And, you know, I'm amazed that these pads, this thin, has the type of technology that's supposed to absorb the compression and sort of spread it out. But I don't know about you. I wouldn't get out there in the field with something this thin. New technology. But the quarterbacks say it works. I don't know.
Well, they are taking some shots to the ribs, and it's been amazing. Fitzgerald has taken about 6 shots to the ribs, just keeps bouncing back.
Running play to Curran. Travis Seaton the tackle as we zip it back to Manhattan and out.
Hey, Tom, deception to the max. Watch Arizona fall for this play from L.A.
Oh, Chris Jackson on the reverse. He's got to take it in. Uh-oh. Up to Kevin Ingram. 2 touchdowns for Ingram, 2 touchdowns for Jackson, and a pass for a touchdown.
And Arizona's having a bad day. 42-24, Tom, back to you.
All right, Al, making Pat look good.
Yeah, the Avengers, 3 great offensive players. Chris Jackson, the Offensive Player of the Year. We saw that earlier. And picked up Al Lucas from Tampa Bay to rush the passer.
Fitzgerald pumps one way, fires the other way, incomplete, flag is down.
See all those fans real close to the, leaning over? I mean, sometimes you can get too close. I've seen some guys, get players in their laps, helmets in their face. I mean, it's fun.
Well, it's fun unless they're coming right at you. And then those guys, you need to run for cover sometimes.
Exactly. These guys are just, you're saying, hey, I really want to get one of those balls, take it home.
Linebacker out of the box. Defense, number 36. 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Well, we've said that linebacker out of the box twice. Well, we've heard that twice. In Arena League football, there are 2 linebackers, and they have to stay in a designated area. It's really kind of a little 5-yard box. Soul Train was out of the box.
Well, he
out of the box.
could be both in and out at the same time.
I was just thinking the same thing. Let's take a look at this rule. That the M stands for the MAC linebacker. This is the Jack linebacker. They have to stay in that box. The MAC linebacker is allowed to blitz. The Jack linebacker is not. And so really 2 different kind of physiques. The Jack also plays wide receiver, and the MAC plays fullback on offense.
Flag down. First down play. Fitzgerald for the end zone, and it is broken up.
That's broken up by number 2,
Crispino with another good play, but a flag came down early on that one anyway.
Keita Crispina, 6th year, and you mentioned from Temple right here in town, has had a very, very nice day. Of course, you're going to give up some touchdowns as a defensive back. You talk about having a short memory, but, boy, he has responded particularly well, I think.
Offsides, defense, number 75. It's a 5-yard penalty. Reprieve, first down.
That's our man, Eric Golston, the center, nose tackles, knockdown passes.
Is it just me, or has Pat Garvey gotten a lot of airtime?
He has gotten a lot. That's good diction, though.
Pat, the referee for today's game.
Here he is. Eric Golston, 7th year from Ohio State.
Pass complete to Lamont Moore. Moore's tackled by Crespina with 10.5 minutes left in the game here. And Monday night at 8, 7 Central on NBC. Don't miss an all-new couples Fear Factor. With $1 million on the line, they'll be pulling out all the stops. The Fear Factor Couples Tournament of Champions continues Monday night at 8, 7 Central here on NBC.
Let me ask you a question. Would you do some of that stuff for $1 million?
Are you kidding me?
It would take $2 or $3 million, I know.
That's scary enough right there.
Yikes. Who made the tackle, though? Keita Crispina again, yeah.
AB.
Well, you know, we saw all those stops in the first half. We haven't seen any in the second half.
This is what you expect in the Italy.
Fitzgerald threw it away.
Just slippery ball over there.
Number 16.
Chris Ryan putting the pressure on John Fitzgerald, and he heaved it into the stands.
You know, we talked about this being a great sports town with the Flyers, the Eagles, the 76ers, and, you know, the Soul are going to find their place, I think. This would be this is an important game. Mike Trigg said this is like our Super Bowl.
Right.
Even though it's the opening game of the year.
Because all the interest here in the team, the 10,000 season tickets sold. Here's a 3rd and 1. Pitch it to Curran on a running play, and he dodges a tackler and another, and a touchdown. Are they going to say he scored? Yes, there's the signal. Touchdown.
You know, that is an unbelievable gallop indoors. I think the longest run we've seen in 2 years' time. Then Curran has had a very good day on the outside of the Soul defense. Never touched the out-of-bounds marker. Breaks a couple of tackles.
And Dan knows all about those sideboards. Played hockey at Chelmsford, Massachusetts High School. 5 carries, 45 yards. That was his 2nd touchdown. And Brian Schmitz has found the range now as he boots through another extra point.
That's a really big day when you run for 45 yards. But when you're 240 pounds and you can break tackles, I guess not terribly surprising. He blocks, he tackles, he scores touchdown, and his quarterback approves.
And still no stops in the second half. Voodoo back up again, 35-27 now with 8:34 left.
Baby Ruth, the real deal, has crunchy, whole roasted peanuts. The real deal has chewy nougat. The real deal has rich, creamy caramel. Because whether you're the man in the middle, the guy between the pipes, or a great tasting candy bar, being the real deal is about what's on the inside. Baby Ruth from Nestle, the real deal.
Observe the panicked look of the last-minute shopper. Fortunately, Helzberg Diamond's value promise ensures the perfect gift at the perfect price. Panic button off. Helzberg Diamonds. Confidence comes in a burgundy box.
We'll have 2 cheeseburgers.
We've shut down the grill. You can order from our late-night menu.
What's on it?
Nothing I'd eat.
Hungry and it's late? Come to Wendy's pickup window for something fresh and eat great, even late.
Hey, if you're going to Wendy's, bring me back a Frosty.
NBC Monday. Find out who will make it to the Fear Factor Couples Finale. With $1 million on the line, we've cooked up a stunt so terrifying. It will make someone do this.
I can't do it.
Who's going home?
I can't do it.
All new Fear Factor Couples, NBC Monday.
And now it's time to take a look at our U.S. Army Iron Man of the game.
Well, it's got to go to Keita Crispino. You see him here on offense. A nice little run after a short catch. Great tackle right there. And he's knocked, what, 2 or 3 balls away that would have been touchdowns. The U.S. Army Iron Man of the game, Keita Crispino. Wow.
Born and lives in Philadelphia, was the MVP at Temple in 1992. Played football, basketball, and track at Philadelphia Lincoln High School. So an especially meaningful game for Keita Crispino, taking the field for the first ever game of the Philadelphia Soul.
The last game was the AFL Championship game, which he helped the Tampa Bay Storm win.
That's into the stands. That's out to the 20-yard line.
I like these Philadelphia Soul colors, aren't in the uniforms?
I like both of them.
Yeah, really cool.
I don't know.
All right, so field position good for the Philadelphia Soul as they try to answer. They find themselves down 8 again to New Orleans. Philadelphia will have the ball at the 20.
Yeah, Michael Trigg just saying, Nick Browder, you call it. It's all yours.
He's known for that, isn't he, with his quarterbacks?
Left over, wide back. Left over, wide back. 50, wide choice. I'm on ready.
Yeah, we've seen this 50 wide choice, a couple of them 5-step drop. His Y is the offensive specialist. That's Tyrone Jones right here. He has the choice route, okay? In or out.
And Browner hit as he released. Incomplete. Hyder putting on the pressure. Let's go to another update from Al.
Hey, Tom, Lewis was talking about that extra protective gear that the players have. Well, the New York Dragons want some.
Yeah, particularly Aaron Garcia. He takes a few hard shots here and can use that padding.
Oh, man, that is one of the roughest sacks I've seen. But the Dragons are having the last word. They lead still in Georgia. Back to you, Tom.
I could use some of that gear, too. When you see something, you
I remember Aaron Garcia taking a lot of shots last year. I think all these quarterbacks do.
They do.
They're throwing it every down.
Wide open on that one to the 20-yard line. That's Ross. Inside the 20. Chris Pointer finally stopped him, but a gain of 11.
Yeah, Ricky Ross has really found a niche in Arena Football, in the Arena Football League. Came in as a rookie 2001. Really got off to a great start with 13 touchdowns that year. And has developed into a good receiver, very good kick returner, and he plays linebacker on defense, believe it or not. He's only 5'11", 187 pounds, but he plays that jack linebacker, they call it.
Substitute teacher, so he's had plenty of experiences with it. Nice run here. That was Travis McDonald. Travis McDonald doing his best Dan Curran imitation. He runs for 13 yards.
Well, Travis McDonald is really, a trained linebacker. We talked about the great career he had in Missouri, but developed into a very good two-way player over the past 7 years. This is his 8th year in Arena League football. But last year, he had 4 rushing touchdowns for Grand Rapids, and on defense, he had 2.5 sacks, knocked a bunch of balls down as well.
First and goal from the 7 for Philadelphia. Jones on the toss. Fumbles the football.
Oh, boy.
And recovered in the end zone by New Orleans.
They're trying to get an extra blocker with the fullback, so they pitch it to Tyrone Jones. You see that a lot in Arena League football. The offensive specialist carrying the ball down by the goal line.
Main deal with the fumble recovery. And a big stop for New Orleans.
Somewhere, there's a man accessing sensitive information by way of a fingerprint, while a woman keeps track of millions of dollars in inventory, safeguarding it from the warehouse to your house. And a dad checks on his business from his son's baseball game. What do all these people have in common? They rely on America's #1 security company, ADT. Always there.
My name is David Alexander. This time last year, I knew helicopters could fly. That's all I knew, period. And now I know this bird inside and out. The first time I actually flew, it was pretty exciting, pretty nerve-wracking. The instructor took off, flying along at 1,000 feet, and then the instructor said, "You have the controls." And I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm flying." And if you think that's cool, wait till you see what I'm going to do next.
Fasten your seatbelts. See if David can handle it. Only at GoArmy.com.
Here in my town, I'm for safest of all. I can lock all my doors. It's the only way to live in cars.
Caught up in it. Week 2 of the AFL on NBC. A special day and time. Next Saturday, 3 Eastern, noon Pacific.
5:43 left in the game, and a big defensive play here by New Orleans when it looked like Philadelphia was going to score a touchdown.
Yeah, Tyrone Jones just cannot hang on to it as he's diving for the end zone. It was 77 Abdul Salam Noah that caused the fumble, and then Tremaine Neal, number 6, hustles over and makes the recovery. Driving into, really tighten the ball game, and another defensive stop for New Orleans.
New Orleans has not turned the ball over today, but that was the second turnover by Philadelphia, an interception, and then that fumble. And Fitzgerald into the stands, incomplete. Intended for Lamont Moore, or no, for Anthony Collins.
You know, there's no for the two-pointer. Yeah, there's really no sitting on a lead here, Tom. You know, it's one of the things about this game. You just can't sit on it.
That the J was coming? Stop.
But after the first stop of the second half, it is a chance for New Orleans to get some separation here.
Stop on 2 on 2. Ready?
You see, the count's on 2. He's drawn to Philadelphia Soul offsides a couple times using his count.
Hey, just stop. Say hunt.
Fitzgerald hit as he let it go. Flag down.
Boy.
There's no time.
Dwayne Missouri hitting John Fitzgerald.
Dwayne Missouri, upon signing with the Philadelphia Souls, I just have to find myself a cheesecake place. Cheesesteak.
New contact.
Cheesesteak.
Hands to the face on the offense, number 64. That penalty will be enforced half the distance to the goal line. Repeat, second down.
Jason Berger, hands to the face.
There he is, number 64 in the middle of the screen. That little face mask, but once again, John Fitzgerald knocked to the ground.
The right twin. 52 whip.
So Dwayne Missouri looking for the Philly cheesesteak.
Cheesesteak.
Hand up, David.
Well, maybe that's it.
Hand up. Get your hand up.
He's got a wide post here, right here with his offensive specialist.
That's Aaron Bailey, number 7. Bailey, open. Pass on target to the 20-yard line, and a first down.
That was a good adjustment that time by Aaron Bailey, because the defensive back Seaton really had taken away the deep post route, which you wanted to run for what would have been a touchdown. So he kind of cut it underneath them. And John Fitzgerald, they have such good communication. Fitzgerald was talking about that yesterday to us, saying, you know, I can sometimes just look at Aaron Bailey, and I know the kind of play and adjustment we're going to get. It's a look, it's a wink.
Nice to see Bailey have a good game because, as we pointed out earlier, his dad will not be around for the first time since he started playing football as a youth. 8 catches, 110 yards, and a touchdown for Aaron Bailey today.
He told us he used to call his father or talk to his father every game before the game and afterwards.
Right. Anthony Collins. Incomplete. The intended receiver there. It'll be second down and 10. Clock continues to tick away here.
Right, which is exactly what the Voodoo want to do. But, you know, with a 35-27 lead, ordinarily, again, in the outdoor game, you slow it down, you hand the ball to the fullback, you punt, you play defense. You can't do that in here. There's no hiding. You're still chucking the ball down the field.
Fitzgerald for Bailey.
Oh, had him.
Incomplete.
Aaron Bailey looks like he's going to have a great year for the Voodoo. He's had a terrific game today. But he's just so quick, and you give him that running start that offensive specialist is allowed in this league. It's awfully difficult to cover. We haven't seen Bailey run the ball yet, but last year he had 7 rushes. 5 of them went for touchdowns. So down by the goal line, they
4 of them in one game.
Yeah. Played with San Jose a year ago.
Inside 2.5 minutes now. And New Orleans takes a timeout. Stops the clock at 2:25. So a big third down play will be upcoming for the Voodoo. And we'll check that third down play when we come back to Philadelphia. 35-27 New Orleans.
Your home, your ideas, and the freedom to express them. At Lowe's, we make it easy. What's your idea of the perfect floor? Introducing the Pergo Signature line, only at Lowe's. Laminate flooring has never looked and felt so much like real wood. Lowe's stocks more laminate floors like Pergo and Armstrong than anybody else. And at Lowe's, we have low prices every day, guaranteed. That's our promise. Lowe's, improving home improvement.
Oh, yeah, we
were the original heartburn couple. Ooh.
Now we got new Prilosec OTC.
And we are going to tell the world.
Ooh, excuse me. You taking all these heartburn things?
I'm fighting it 2-3 days a week.
Hun, here's something new.
Prilosec OTC.
1 pill a day can relieve frequent heartburn for 24 hours.
24 hours.
You could have 0 heartburn.
And it starts working on the very first day.
Thanks.
Remember, 1 pill a day,
24 hours,
0 heartburn.
For years, internet providers have charged the same high prices, even as technology costs go down. Ready for something new? With People PC Online, you get unlimited internet access for only $10.95 a month. Plus a smart dialer that automatically chooses the fastest, most reliable access number, so you always get the best connection. To compare us free for 30 days, visit peoplepc.com for a quick 3-minute download, or call 1-800-PEOPLE-PC. People PC Online, a better way to internet.
NBC Monday, Jean-Claude Van Damme guest stars on the hot, all-new Las Vegas.
Ow. Scary, huh? Good.
Jean-Claude, as himself, is shooting a movie in the casino. And does something he's never done before. He dies. The hottest place to be Monday is Las Vegas on NBC.
2:25 to go, 35-27. New Orleans leads Philadelphia. First ever game for these expansion franchises. And a big play coming up. It's 3rd down and 10 for New Orleans. John Fitzgerald for Aaron Bailey. Touchdown!
Aaron Bailey all day long has been open. John Fitzgerald most of the time has found it.
Yeah, John Bon Jovi.
Disappointed owner.
Yeah. 29-yard strike here.
Again, he's got so much room. Again, it looks like he's running one of those options, can break left or right. This time he goes to his left, or a little corner route. Good throw by Fitzgerald over the corner Brown. He makes it a 2-score game.
9 catches, 140 yards, 2 scores for Aaron Bailey as Brian Schmitz puts through the extra point. Well, this is what you look for in the AFL, separation.
You know, you're right, 2 scores, but with 1:34 remaining also in this league, lots of time to come back. But they're going to have to score and have a defensive stand or kick an onside kick. Watch the touch. We talked a couple times about Fitzgerald. He getting pounded all day. Just kind of lobs one in there to an open Aaron Bailey. Now, Aaron said to us yesterday, I'm not sure how he's going to play, but boy, he's played very well.
All right, did we score? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm looking at you to check shit. Did we score?
Well, you know, when you're on the road, you can't tell. If you're at home, the crowd goes crazy, right?
Well, so then they boo whether they score no matter what. 9 receptions, 140 yards, 2 scores. Fitzgerald's had not a brilliant day, but an effective day.
Very efficient, yeah. 4 touchdowns. Now, the Soul really have to be productive. They need to score, and then a stop, or an onside kick, and then score again. But we've seen teams, last year, I think we saw 3 or 4 scores in the last minute of a couple games.
Yeah, that last minute can be frantic. Starts. And Schmitz with the kick. A good one.
Yeah, maybe that slack part of the net.
Which means no return. Touchback, ball to the 5-yard line. And gives us a chance to take a look at our ADT defensive play of the game. And it's the big one, the forced fumble. Tyrone Jones just about to score, and what, with an extra double, a 2-point extra point would have been the tying play of the game. Right. Instead, it's a fumble. Abdul Salam Noah made him fumble the ball. Tremaine Neal recovered it. That's our ADT defensive play of the game, the only stop of the second half.
Well, Mike New said he was going to build his team with defensive linemen, and he mentioned Abdul Salam Noah as one of those, along with Tim Martin and B.J. Cohen. McClure, those defensive linemen really have done a very nice job.
Well, the Voodoo in the first half had 5 possessions, only scored twice. 4 for 4 in the second half. Now Philadelphia must score here. Browder chased from the pocket. Spun around and out of bounds.
Flag down in the end zone, Tom. I think, boy, Noah might have been held. Number 77 for the Voodoo. Boy, we see a nice rush by Abdul Salam Noah. He felt he got held. Yeah. It's amazing how quick he is here, late in the ball game when you're going both ways. Watching the rush by Noah right off the very, very good jump on the snap.
Holding on the offense, number 90. That penalty will be declined. Result of the plan stands. Second down.
Patrick Scott whistled for the hold. And we're inside the final minute now at 54.6 seconds.
Michael Trigg said to us yesterday about Nick Browder, his quarterback. He is ready. It's his time to shine. And he's got a lot of work to do with under a minute left. Here's Noah again, who's been rushing so well.
Browder steps up, delivers the pass, and it's complete to Compton. And he's just across the 20-yard line, tackled by Chris Pointer.
And inside a minute, they'll stop the clock on that first down.
Wait for the whistle! Go!
Heard him say wait for the whistle, and then Browder with the downing of it to stop the clock with 46 seconds. It's like the college rule, stop to reset
on a
the
first
chains.
down, right.
And then the clock is rewound and restarted after the chains are set. Coach Trigg, John Bon Jovi, the owner. There's the quarterback, Nick Browder.
Wing bubble screen left. Hold on, ready?
Bubble screen.
Bubble screen, yeah. Short little screen pass over here. And out of bounds to stop the clock, Ross. Think about the strategy, Tom. Here is where I think, although you don't have to necessarily throw the ball all the way into the end zone, you throw some longer routes, because as you work your way down, and you're losing time, plus it's much more difficult to score, as we've talked about, inside the 10. So I think this is the area of the field where it's easier to score. You have a lot more room to run those crossing routes with those wide receivers, because remember, the defense, for the most part, playing man-for-man coverage.
Browder for the end zone loss. Almost intercepted.
Monty Montgomery again, Tom.
Monty Montgomery. He was an NFL player, and he's coming to this league, and everybody says, well, it's completely different here. You don't know what's going to hit you here, the way it's fast and furious. I think he's been up to the challenge.
You're right. The most difficult position, I think, in football, playing this, the center fielder, if you will, when you've got man-for-man coverage, the whole field, and you have a guy, in motion. He was saying to us yesterday, Monty Montgomery, I'm used to guys going, left and right, but having a guy in motion, but having a guy coming right at you, I'm not sure what to expect.
Browder's pass to Compton. He's out of bounds at the 10 with 31.7 seconds on the clock.
Again, still time, score, onside kick, and then you can score again.
I mean, unless you're an AFL fan used to this game, you don't realize that there's still time to score twice.
Absolutely. We saw it several times last year. I remember watching a game with a tape that I was preparing for the season with Ed Hotchkiss, the coach of the Avengers, and we saw a team score twice in about 4 seconds. It's incredible.
First down.
Go!
Browder got good protection. Lofted it for the end zone, intended for Jones. And Calvin Coleman to break it up for New Orleans.
One thing New Orleans has is they have good pass rushers, and it looks like their defensive specialists are going to be special. Monty Montgomery's had a great game. That time, Calvin Coleman, another defensive specialist, made a nice play. You get good quarterback play, and you can rush the passer. You go a long way in this league, and it looks like New Orleans may have both of those elements.
was the motion man. Browder looking for him, then goes short. And stopped short of the touchdown is Jones. Tyrone Jones at about the 3-yard line. Spun down by Anthony Collins there. And Philadelphia takes a timeout, stopping the clock at 20.7 seconds as we go down to Lewis.
Well, thanks so much, Tom. I'm here with the owner of the New Orleans Saints for almost 20 years, and now the New Orleans Voodoo.
Oh, boy.
Mr. Tom Benson, excited about what's happening here. And you were the first NFL owner to purchase an AFL franchise. What did you see back then? I believe it was 1984.
Well, I think it's what you're seeing tonight. You know, our vision was it was going to be great New Orleans. They love football in our area, and this was to give them year-round football. So that's what we were looking at.
It must be, you must have been on pins and needles waiting for this first game of the franchise to happen. What's that been like getting ready?
Oh, you know, it's been very exciting. You know, I've been to a few games before, but it wasn't this exciting.
Okay, enjoy yourself.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. All right, Tom.
I think he is enjoying himself with 20 seconds left in the game, and his team up 42-27. But Philadelphia threatening here on second down. Then hand it to Soul Train, and Chris Ryan scores a touchdown.
Well, he is a pretty good weapon down there by the goal line, isn't he?
Noah's a little upset over something, but I don't know if I want to tag Chris Ryan, the deputy sheriff.
Yeah, you just don't mess with the deputy.
He might be looking to make sheriff at your expense.
Don't get yourself arrested.
That's a touchdown. Play over. Then he got squashed a little bit.
All right, so you'll see the attempted extra point and then an onside kick.
And Hensley, extra point. And the point after is good. So now it's 42-34, 8-point differential.
Yeah, you're thinking touchdown, 2-point play. It starts with the onside kick. See a lot of onside kicks in this league, much more so than the outdoor game.
Okay, if you missed it earlier, that Soul Train on the back of Chris Ryan's jersey, we're not sure that's legal. The league is going to take a look at it, but that's the nickname given him by John Bon Jovi, the owner of the Philadelphia Soul, when the two first met.
Well, most of these kickers have 4 to 5 different variations of the onside kick.
It's a fine art, isn't it?
It is, because it's a play. It's a weapon in the Arena League football. And, you know, Hensley's had a great, very good day as a regular kicker. Now we're going to see an onside kick attempt. Yeah, he was remembered for a few miracles, and that's just what the Soul needs. A great pass against Miami. So John Bon Jovi.
You called that game.
I did, yeah. There, Barsegan.
BC, Miami.
Yep. John Bon Jovi took his team last night to see the Miracle on Ice. Rented out a arena. And that's what he's hoping for right now. They do play hockey in here too, right?
Well, it's probably on ice. It's probably under the carpet.
Exactly right. Okay, they're going to have the bunch, looks like.
There's the onside kick. Must go 10 yards. Touched. And recovered by Philadelphia. The ball must go 10 yards or be touched by the receiving team. It was touched by the receiving team and recovered by Philadelphia at the 5-yard line.
Isn't this unbelievable? You just can never leave an Arena League game early. Wow.
Welcome to those of you who've been watching New York and Georgia. Tom Hammond and Pat Hayden in Philadelphia. 2 expansion teams. First ever game between the Philadelphia Soul and New Orleans Voodoo. Eric Golston has just recovered an onside kick. And now quarterback Nick Browder throws incomplete to stop the clock with 10.9 seconds. And the Voodoo leading by 8 points.
So we'll look back on this onside kick. It's kind of a bunch, and then he kind of pushes it out to the right. It's hit by a Voodoo player, and then number 75, all 320 pounds of him, swallows that ball. Does Eric
Sort of enveloped it, didn't he? Nobody was going to get that one.
But, you know, and John Bon Jovi, the owner of the Soul, very, very happy. The onside kick in Arena League football is an offensive weapon. 152 onside kicks last year. And you just saw the Soul execute one very well.
Now just 10 seconds left, though. Here's Ricky Ross. Little screen play, screen pass.
They have 2 timeouts remaining.
And they take one right there. Dan Curran made the tackle for New Orleans with 5.8 seconds left. And we'd like to welcome the Chicago audience to our game in Philadelphia. Tom Hammond, Pat Hayden, Lewis Johnson. We have 5.8 seconds left, and the New Orleans Voodoo leading the Philadelphia Soul 42-34. These are 2 teams playing their first ever games, 2 expansion franchises. John Bon Jovi owns part of the Philadelphia team, and Tom Benson, the owner of the Saints, owns the New Orleans team. So the owners have gotten a lot of attention, and this game, both teams sputtering a little bit offensively in the first half with a lot of stops. The second half has been typical AFL offense. And now trending by 8, Philadelphia, having just recovered an onside kick, has 5.8 seconds to try to score 8 points to tie it up.
And you rarely see a zone defense in Arena League, but that's what you're seeing right now by the New Orleans Voodoo defense. All 3 defensive backs off the ball by 20 yards.
Nick Browder, the quarterback. Under pressure, heaves it for the end zone. And out of bounds.
Had a couple receivers open. You've got to give a receiver a chance. You've got to keep it in the field of play.
And the clock shows no time left.
Got to keep the ball in the field of play.
So that was the final play, but Browder was under severe pressure as he just threw it apparently as far as he could, and the ball goes out of bounds, and New Orleans has won this matchup between 2 expansion teams. There's Mike New, the 33-year-old head coach of New Orleans. So the Voodoo win it 42-34 over Philadelphia.
You know, the kind of finish you expect in the AFL came down to the very last play. Good start for New Orleans. They have a solid quarterback in John Fitzgerald and good defensive linemen that we talked about, Tom.
And New Orleans was never stopped in the second half. And Aaron Bailey with 9 catches, 140 yards, 2 touchdowns, and Dan Curran rushing 5 times for 45 yards and a pair of touchdowns. Let's go down now to Lewis Johnson.
I just had to remind Mike New that he can actually smile that this first game is over as he continues to receive congratulations. Mike, how cool is it to have won the first game in the history of the franchise?
I mean, it's a great moment. I'm happy for our owner. It's arena ball at its best. You know, the game comes down to the end like this. What a great crowd here in Philadelphia. What a great welcome to them and to the league also. And they got a bright future ahead of them. But I know we're very excited in New Orleans to get our first win. And we'll really have a good time. We'll celebrate it, but we'll get back to work.
Make people understand how difficult it is to put a team together and basically 1 month together come out here and play your first game.
Well, it's not easy, but there's a lot of hard work that went into it. And we put our value in linemen early on, and we knew that getting experienced linemen that have been in the trenches would help bring our young guys along. And what an exciting moment for this franchise and for Mr. Benson here. And you know, we couldn't ask. You know, we worked hard for a month, and we're excited to enjoy this one.
Well, congratulations. Go enjoy with the rest of the team, and let's talk to Aaron Bailey here. Aaron, congratulations on a big game from you today.
Thank you.
And I can imagine that this one is bittersweet because you told us about, you know, losing your father and the first game that you played without being able to talk to him before or after. Can you just share what this is like for you? The importance of winning even under the difficult circumstances.
It was hard.
How did you get through? Take your time.
Has made it. Yeah. Cool.
I think he'd be proud of you, Aaron. You can understand the emotion. Tom, we'll look around here. Here's the quarterback. Come on over here.
How you doing?
Congratulations. I'm doing fine. And how are you after a big win today?
Shoot, it's good to get off on a fast start here. Only 8 teams make the playoffs, so we really needed this one to get on the right foot.
Talk about the first half. There was a lot of defense. Stops were being made, but it took a little bit to get the offense rolling. What happened after halftime?
It's to be expected in the first game. I mean, you got such a great crowd here. And, you know, everybody was, you know, all the jitters and everything else, and defense typically has the advantage in those type of games. But, you know, once we settled down, both teams, we went out and we started putting up some points, and that's arena football. What has this been like for you to have the green light from Mike New to really take a team, lead it, work with some new people, also massage some of the experience that you guys have from the Arena Football League here? Well, it all boils down to it's still football. It's not rocket science. We just got to go out and play ball and take what they give us, and, you know, try not to make too many mistakes. I don't think we had any turnovers on offense today, and I mean, they had a couple of turnovers, and that was the difference in the ball game. Now that this first one is over, what do you think you go back and work on this week as you look to week 2? Just go in, put a little bit more film study in, because now we have something to look at. Just got to go out and do the same things we've been doing. I mean, you just got to have a high number of completions and put up points.
John, congratulations. Enjoy it.
Thank you.
Okay, Tom.
John Fitzgerald and John Bon Jovi, a couple of Johns, one happy, one not so happy, although John Bon Jovi must be happy with the turnout and the reception his team got from the Philadelphia sports fans today.
And Tom, Nick Browder had a solid game, but this is under duress, absolutely. But you've got to keep the ball on the field to play to give your receivers a chance. And in this league, you can throw the ball off the net and it's still live. And he may have been trying to do that.
Get on, Timmy. That's out of bounds. That's out of bounds. And that's the ball game. And that's the ball game.
I think he's looking for my job. I wouldn't want his. Let's go back to Lewis.
All right. Well, we tout this league as a passing league, but here's Dan Curran, who actually had 2 rushing touchdowns for New Orleans. And what was that like to be able to score like that?
I think it's a credit to the guys up front. The boys just got after it. They did a good job hooking the ends, and I think the receivers can't run the ball in this league if the receivers don't block. They did an awesome job today, so that made it all possible.
Can you describe the build-up, the pressure, the anticipation to this first game of a brand-new franchise?
I don't think it was so much pressure. I think it was just excitement. I mean, you get after each other and maybe, scrimmage with another team for 3 weeks. You just want to, do it for real. So we were excited to get out here, and I'm glad we got a win.
Well, congratulations on a great win today.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Tom.
How do you think that Yankee accent plays in Louisiana?
I can get Nick Browder, maybe, guys.
Well, one thing we'll remember, Pat, the game came down to the final play, but the reception given to this expansion team in Philadelphia, John Bon Jovi obviously had a lot to do with it. But quite a scene.
Yeah, and I still think Philadelphia, with all those players that have played for Michael Trigg in the past, they've still got a long way to go, but they have lots of potential to get this result turned around.
Well, what better city to celebrate in than New Orleans? For Pat Hayden and Lewis Johnson, Tom Hammond, sending you to Al Troutwig in New York.
We've got ourselves a post-game show. Hi, everybody. I'm Al Troutwig along with Glenn Parker. Not a great day for the home teams in the AFL. Only 2 of the 6 teams that are playing today haven't been able to find a way to win.
Yeah, and I'm not sure right now that's a big thing. Most of the teams that were at home just weren't as good, except for expansion. When you talk about, the Voodoo versus the Soul, that was a game that could have gone either way.
Okay, now we made a big deal out of John Bon Jovi today. I mean, we must have taken a shot at him during the game 40 times or something like that. And we saw a lot of this. We saw a lot of nervous energy. They were exactly the same pictures that we saw from John Elway a year ago.
Yeah, you're looking at someone you've talked about a lot, and you watch him as an owner, and something you said to me earlier, it is such a daunting task to be able to put together an entire team from expansion and get it right.
Oh, here we go. There's John Bon Jovi hanging with Bill Belichick, Super Bowl head coach.
Nice company. He finds out, you take a look here. First Philly TV in franchise history, Tyrone Jones with the catch. And I think Mr. Bon Jovi's kind of happy.
He was happy then.
Yes, he was. Now in the second quarter, we see Voodoo here with Aaron Bailey with the score. It's you see him get open, he gets the thing. Now let's take another look at John Bon Jovi. He's not happy now.
That's the one we were talking about.
Yeah, that's not good.
So the final score, 42-34. New Orleans beats Philadelphia. Fourth quarter, more Voodoo.
Yeah, Dan Curran gets himself a nice 19-yard run. Something you don't see is a long running play in this game, but they were able to do it. Voodoo came out on top.
And if you don't think New Orleans has an edge being put together by an NFL family, you're crazy.
That's right. These are people that understand how to put together a franchise from top to bottom. Take a look at Aaron Bailey. Had a great day. 9 receptions, 140 yards, great average, 2 touchdowns. And I tell you, if you put him on your fantasy team, like I did, you're pretty smart.
Yeah, like you did. Like you did not. Let's talk about something that I think is sort of funny, but in a weird way. Maybe it's putting the voodoo on the soul. I don't know, but I wish I was in the meeting when someone said, let's put that target right on the front of everybody's jersey.
Yeah, a big giant bullseye on the soul jersey.
I don't think the players want that.
I understand it's, the marketing, but wow. Hey, look at our chest. The target's on us.
Come hit me. So now you have a team like Philadelphia. You know, there's so much energy put into the opener. There's so much excitement. Bon Jovi, the whole deal, and then there's just this deflation. But to me, it's a lesson, again, on how to watch this game a little bit. You never know when that service break, that stop, is going to slow you down. You know, you keep up with the other guy, and then all of a sudden you lose your serve, you're down a touchdown, you can't catch up, and that can be debilitating.
It can be, because you're always behind the 8 ball at that point. Remember, this game is about possessions, not possession. It's not about having the ball the longest. It's about having the ball the most, because you can score so many times. Like you just said, it's almost like they broke serve. Now Philly is forced to catch up. But one thing we love about the AFL, which we saw and we were able to see at the end, Philly had a chance to win this game at the end, still had possession, and was in it. So.
It is amazing. Let's go back to Philadelphia.
Well, Ron Jaworski, a big build-up to the first game of the franchise. A bit of disappointment, I would guess.
No question. Disappointed to lose the football game, but certainly I tip my hat to the New Orleans Voodoo and Tom Benson and his entire staff. And I'm thankful to Philadelphia fans that showed up at this game. It was absolutely incredible. You know, we probably could have sold 25,000 to 30,000 tickets for this game. I think people saw what arena football is about. They'll be back, and we'll continue to get better. We'll keep working hard to make a better football team than what we have, and we got a great coach and some talented players.
With your vast knowledge and experience in the game, what do you think these players will take away from this? What do you want them to learn from this first game?
I want them to feel miserable right now. Yeah. We lost. You know, no one likes to lose. I hate to lose. Our players are going to hate to lose, you know. We'll do what we have to do right now and hang around with the fans for a while and sign autographs, but we're going to get back to work, and we're going to work on winning. It's all about our football team is winning.
And at the same time, I imagine the visibility that this game has gotten from you and Bon Jovi being involved is a positive thing as you look toward next week.
Well, absolutely. You know, we know we're an expansion team. We know this game is new to Philadelphia, so we know we have our work cut out, and you know, we got the type of people that are going to roll up the sleeves and get back to business. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron.
All right, Lewis, no one works the room like he does. Meanwhile, they tailgated today in Philadelphia before this game. They tailgated.
I mean, that shows you the enthusiasm that was generated by bringing in Bon Jovi and Jaworski, native sons of the area. They're fired up for that team.
All right, next game to talk about, the New York Dragons at the Georgia Force. This is a game that New York needed badly because of last year's bad memories of an 0-6 start.